Good evening, YouTube. This is the Machine King, and I'm here to give you another deck profile. I'm actually updating my Kozmo deck list that I previously posted on my channel. So if you haven't seen it before, go ahead and check it out. But this is going to be the newest one, updated to the February ban list. And if you haven't seen the February ban list yet, which you probably have, it is freaking crazy. It is so damn awesome. It's my favorite ban list so far, and it's freaking awesome. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dive right in this deck. Again, this is gonna be Cosmos. I'm gonna show you my main deck, and then I'm gonna show you my extra deck, and then I'm gonna show you what I normally try to side and all that kind of stuff. But without further ado, let's get into this deck. Alright, start off in this deck is, again, the main piece is just 3 tin can. Any Cosmo player knows what tin can does. You go at the end of the turn, contribute him to either, during either player's turn, you contribute him to summon a level higher ship. These act as your pilots. And then you also, at the end of your turn, during any end phase, remember it be yours or your opponent's end phase, you can use his effect to pay 500 life points. You get 3 cards from your deck. You shuffle them up, and your opponent picks 1. The other 2 go to the grave. So that's a pretty cool effect. But Tin Can is at 3, one of the main staples of the deck, and again, is a very good pilot. Continuing with the pilots, we have 2 Farm Girl. 2 Farm Girl is just great to run for OTKs. Pop her effect. If you do little damage to your opponent, you can pay the life points and go ahead and search a card in your hand, which is really cool because then you can attack. You can attack with her, pop her effect, search, and then obviously get rid of her to summon your ship, which is really cool. 2 Strawman, because Strawman is just a great asset to the deck. It gets your banished monsters back. Even if it's for a turn, still again, combined with Farm Girl helps for OTKs. It's really good, and again, it's a pilot. I run 1 Wicked Witch. I just like her for more defense and stalling more than anything. The fact that you can pop her effect to pay 1,000 life points and keep her around is a really good effect, either for next turn or just when you're in a pickle and she's the only thing left you got of Call the Haunted. You know, it's just really nice to have a really good defense there. But that is mainly all the pilots that I run. Now to get into the ships, you have 3 Slip Rider, because even now, more than ever, you need that back row removal. I know Pendulum Magicians got hit on the ban list, but I mean, still, the fact that all these traps got activated, and more so to the unlimited side of it, which means, hey, trying to sell Hey True Nade, so go figure. But that's beside the point. It could be moving to a format where there's going to be more trap cards involved. Couldn't be, but I would assume it would be, because they want to sell that card. And they're getting us some very good ones we like, such as Torrential and Bottomless Trap Hole, which is really cool. But I feel like, it was a staple before at 3. I think it's still a staple then, because when it's special, you can go and pop that back row. And I run 1 Delta Shuttle. I think Delta Shuttle is a really cool card to add in this deck. It's a level 5 because you can combine it with Slip Rider to go into Nova and go into Infinity. And what's really awesome is when summon, you can pitch a monster from your deck, send it to the grave, and then you pick your opponent's monster, and that monster loses attack points equal to the number of stars that monster was sent. So I mean, it's a really cool effect. I mean, it's a level 5. You can still, if you have 2 of your pilots down and you have Slip and this in your hand, you can just go boom boom, get 2 out of here, get Nova Infinity. So I mean, I just think it's a really good card to run. 1 Dark Lady, because why the hell wouldn't you want to run Dark Lady with Cyber Dragon Infinity? It's just a really good card, because you just pay that 1,000 life points and negate monster effects, which in this day and age, monster effects are freaking everywhere. I do one landwalker. I'm a little torn on landwalker. It's okay. I've really never gotten to an instance where I really summon it that much. I've debated about taking it out, running another Wicked Witch. But again, I mean, it's a dark target. I mean, for lore, and the fact that your opponent's monster has to target this card before it can do anything else, it's pretty cool. I don't know. I ran it one, and I've liked how it's going so far. And our ships keep climbing. You know, we run one Forerunner, just, you know, because this deck does make you lose a lot of life points, so you want to be able to get those back at your standby phase. One Dark Eclipser, just because your big ships, like Dark Eclipser, Forerunner, and, you know, our last card, you know, Dark Destroyer, because they can't be targeted, which is really cool. And the fact that you can pop a monster with Dark Destroyer when it's summoned, you know, we wish we had more of these, but, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, the fact that they can't be targeted is just really cool. Now, for the other non, I guess you would say, monsters in the deck, Kozmo monsters. I run 2 Radiant Kaiju, mainly because it's dark, and it's a Kaiju. I mean, I'm a big fan of Kaijus. They can out pretty much anything, and given the fact that most of the monsters are dark, it is a really good aspect when you play a Lore of Darkness, because if you really don't need this, which I mean you should, but even if you don't, you can pitch it through a Lore. And then the last monsters in the deck is just 2 Ghost Ogre. I don't have the money to go get hand traps like Ash Blossom or anything like that, but 2 Ghost Ogre seems to run pretty fine, and I run a couple hand traps, less expensive hand traps in my side deck also that I'll show you. That's all the monster cards. Now to go into magic cards, you know, 3 Kozmo Town. It's Cosmos. You're going to play Kozmo Town. This is a staple in the deck. It's really good. Helps you get your resources. You know, shuffles those bad hands back in there. You know, just it's a staple card. And obviously, you've got to run 3 Kozmo Town. The other 3 of that I run is 3 Allure Darkness. I was going to run 2 Allure and make this a terraforming, but I just figured you can search Kozmo Town with Tin Can's effect. So I mean, it's like you got a terraforming in your deck anyway if you need it. But I mean, more often than not, I mean, I draw it. I mean, I haven't really come to an instance where I've really wished I would have had terraforming. But I mean, I run 3 Allure. That way you have your draw power. And then, speaking of draw power, reasoning, I mean, this is getting teched into a lot of decks. And this is just a really good card. I mean, because every level in this deck is so damn different. You know, you have a good chance they're not going to call it right. So, I mean, you get that free special summon. Alright, 1 Monarch's Stormforth. I mean, because you have your monsters, a lot of your level 5s like Slip and your Delta Shuttle, the fact that you can just take your opponent's monster, and not only that, but you can take your opponent's monster to summon the Slip Rider, the Pop Slip Rider's effect, to then get rid of a back row, so you get rid of a monster and back row. That's pretty freaking good. 1 Dark Hole for board wipe. 1 E-Telly, because we have Ghost Ogres we can target in this, and we have the Tin Can. I need to run. I like to run like 1 Synchro in my extra deck. I don't, but just because that resource is there. I don't know. I've just seen that I really target just Tin Can with this. So I mean, this is at 1. I don't really feel the need to do anything else with it. 1 Arrival Rivals. This is one of the newer cards that came out. It's really good for OTKs because you get to during battle phase, immediately after this effect resolved. You normal summon one monster. You can only activate this, once per turn. You get to normal summon one monster. It doesn't say it has to be a certain type of monster, so you can go have a farm girl down, and say you have 2 ships in your hand. You can attack to activate farm girl's effect, to search, get a ship to your hand, get rid of farm girl, special summon that ship. You can activate a route of rivals, go special summon a ship from your hand, and go boom boom, try to do some OTKs. So I mean, it just really helps with OTKs in the deck. Then, one of the newer cards that came off the freaking ban list, Monster Reborn. I am just stoked that this card is finally off the ban list. But yeah, one Monster Reborn, I mean, oh my god. The fact you're playing Monster Reborn with all this is freaking crazy. But yeah, I mean, one Monster Reborn, it's summon any monster from your graveyard or your opponent's. I'll be really shocked if that doesn't get an errata here soon. Now on the traps, 3 call, just because you want to get those big ships back and pop, and just a lot of other plays you can do with Call of the Haunted. We got 2 Kozmojo. This card's broken as fuck because you can go and just pitch one of your, not pitch, but you can destroy one of your Kozmo monsters on the field to banish a card in either the field or the graveyard. That's fucking insane with this. Alright, 2D barrier. I was running the set rotation with the Seal of Orichalcos, because not only could I could use set rotation, give myself Kozmo Town, give them the seal, and lock them out of their extra deck. I would play 2 of these, but I just found I would either draw the seal or set rotation in that card just got so damn cloggy because I was running those 2 cards and the 2 D barriers, so I just decided just to stick with the D barriers, and I took it out, those 2 cards out, for Monster Reborn and the Arrive of Rivals. So, and I was really happy with that, and I've been really happy with this. And then the last card in the deck is just a strike, because you want to, and people say, well, how come you're not playing the Solemn Brigade and all that? Well, guess what? This whole deck is based off of you losing your own life points for your monsters. You don't want to have to nuke your own life points so damn down low that you're fucked. So I mean, I figure 1 strike is good enough for everything to happen. But I mean, that is the main deck, and it's 40 cards. I mean, Kozmo is my favorite deck, but I mean, it's good. It's been pretty consistent. But let's go ahead and get right into the extra deck. 1 Leviar, just to get those banished monsters back. 1 Heartland Draco for direct attacks. There's just so many. There's a couple of level 4s in this deck that you can make level 4 stuff. And the fact that you can maybe get your opponent down, you can use this to finish them off. 1 Tornado Dragon, I mean, backer removal, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, rank 4 there is. And then Utopia with Utopia the Lightning, just because that's just staple. Going up in ranks, you got Pleiades, pop shit back to your opponent's hand. You got Durandal, in case your hand gets bad, you can shuffle everything back into your hand. Over here you got Volcasaurus. Volcasaurus is pretty freaking awesome, and the fact that you can go ahead and lay over Gaia on top of Volcasaurus, you try to get the OTK with that as well. You do that to burn your opponent, then you lay over and you go for the piercing damage. So that's pretty cool. And I mean, yeah, the boss thing, the deck, the 2 Novas, and the 2 Infinities. I mean, that's the big boss card that I go into in this deck the most. Everything else is purely situational. I run 1 Cyber End Dragon as a target for the Nova. I'm about just taking that out and saying, fuck it. and running a synchro for that ghost over target. But I mean, I haven't really found anything else that really works too well. But I mean, I like what I have so far. I don't know why I messed up the order, but whatever. So last card is just a PK Break Sword. Just get rid of opponent's monster. But yeah, I mean, that's the extra deck. I mean, I found that everything works very well. It's very synchro together, and it not really synchro together, but it flows well. As for the extra deck, Jinzo, which, hey, speaking of Jinzo, I will be posting a bunch of videos tonight. I got the fucking Jinzo deck made. I'm so freaking excited. And I'll post that online here shortly. Normally what I do is this little packet is just this is more locally and friend stuff. But I mean, this is just winter cherry targets whenever I want to change out my extra deck a little bit before I go somewhere. Put that in my tokens over here, and then just my side deck. From what I found that works. And again, a bunch of my builds are going second build, so I try to get a lot of stuff in here that goes first. Stuff to help me out. I mean, honestly, your side deck can be pretty much whatever the hell you want it to be. There is really nothing. As long as you put some staple stuff in there, in my opinion, I think you're okay. I mean, I've been to one regional, but I mean, other than that, but you know, it was fucking years ago. So, I mean, that's been years ago. But I mean, I can show you what my normal side deck is. Pier and Iron Roll for more rogue decks, like Kozmo that wants to banish shit, is pretty awesome. And then I played 2D barrier. You know, obviously I run D barrier and Cosmos, but I mean this is more generic. Again, more of a generic side deck for me. And you know, fresh off the ban list, you know, 3 Torrential Tribute. Like the fact that this is just free board wipes for days. God, I love this. I was a bit, you know, this is one of the most cool cards in my opinion of Monster Reborn for guys like me who are trying to find go first stuff. So this is pretty awesome. Magic cards, 2 Twin Twister, back row removal all day. You know, I already ran Dark Hole. I mean, this could be a Raigeki or you know whatever. I mean, just some sort of board wipe. And then I run 1 Ghost Reaper, just because I have a winter cherry target pile that if I go to like a local tournament, I'll kind of get a feel of what's going on. I can mix and match my extra deck a little bit. Normally I cut some of this lower level stuff for cherry targets. And then just, you know, hand traps galore with that. You know, on top of that, you got 2 DD Crow to get rid of that graveyard stuff, and then 2 Effect Veiler because I am broke his balls to buy some Ash Blossoms. And the one new card that came out in the Extreme Force is Contact C. You know, people play links, but you know, people like Pendulum Magicians, and people who don't really rely on that link aspect. I mean, I know it's a little bit hard, but you know, in the OCG, they're citing they're citing this card. I figure, why the hell not? It's cheap as balls. Go ahead, get yourself just a copy of it, throw it in the side deck, because your opponent has to use it. So I mean, that's just my generic side deck. But I mean, that's the video. You know, like, subscribe. You know, I'm gonna be posting a bunch of videos here, and I'm really excited. I know I told you all that I have been wanting to upload a bunch of decks, but I finally got all these decks done, and I'm just excited to be able to upload these. So thank you for watching this video. You know, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to go ahead and just leave anything below. Again, like, subscribe, and I will catch you all in my next video. This is the Machine King, and I am out.